Hey fam, what's up? I just came across a video and I had talked about this subject before. It's in my videos. I just scroll down about polygamy, polygyny, whatever they want to call it, right? Just now it was funny because a woman posted a video of herself dating her brother husband. And at first I was confused. I'm like, wait a minute, she's married to her brother? They got so many terms for so many sinful things nowadays. It's hard to keep up. So the same thing like sister wives. She has a brother husband. I'm like, wow. I didn't really much want to hear what she was saying because I find the whole thing to be foolish. To each his own. Do what you want. We all have to meet our maker one day and stand in judgment, right? But I just wanted to discuss it because it's so crazy to me. Well, one of the ladies in her comments, because I do go straight to comments a lot. I like to see what people have on their mind. And this particular lady, she broke it down and why do that? You know, another woman said, well, why stop at one? Why not do two, three, four, five? Like, when do we stop? And they make valid points because that's the whole point in having boundaries in a relationship, right? There got to be some type of stipulation set in a relationship for it to work. And when you don't have any stipulations, I guess it's what's called being free, right? Freedom of expression, freedom to do whatever I want because this is my body and I don't have anybody to answer to. So you think, right? And so people have that idea in their head where they can just do what they feel like doing. When our feelings can change from moment to moment, that's why we need some structure and some rules and regulations because trust and believe, if we just went by our feelings in a day, I can feel many things. So if I judge my actions based on what I feel instead of what I know, what the logic part is, then honey, I'm going to be all over the place doing all sorts of things, right? Because there is no boundaries. There's no what do you call it? What I'm trying to say? No ceiling to anything. It's just open air, just floating around, doing whatever with whomever. Anyway, this polygamy or polygyny thing is something that a lot of people are doing nowadays. It's very hot these days. Everybody's bragging about it. You have there's lesbian girls in a triplet. What do you call it? A trouble? A trouble. They got all sorts of things out here, y'all. They're in a trouble. They're making their videos talking about how sexy they are. They dancing and people coming up on the thing, even playing around. Because I know they can't be serious. There's some people that's seriously in what they call is when it's 5 or 6 people just mixing it up. I've seen a couple of videos in reference to that, and I'm like, okay, some of this stuff is just to pull in people, some pull in views, but there are people who really live like this, and I just want to say this: I think it's the most beautiful thing to be in a relationship one on one. The intimacy there, the privacy, the closeness, the bond with two people. And even in that, when you're in a couple with a man and a woman, right? We talking Adam and Eve type relationship, right? When you're in that relationship, there are intricacies about us and faults and issues that we all have within us that makes it right sometimes complicated to just deal with the two of us, right? With the two. So when you are trying to learn how to dance, as I always say, marriage is a dance, right? It's a cha-cha. You got to learn one another's moves and get in sync. How you doing that with 3, 4, 5, 6 people? How can you do that? It's a lot of work to put in with just the two. How in the world do people coexist like that? Now, there are people who say, oh, it's better because, when you just with the two of you, people want to get curious and they want to cheat and blah, blah, blah. Like I said, boundaries need to be set. We ain't no busting the ceiling just in the sky, running around, just doing what we want to do. There need to be boundaries because it makes, it gives structure. It's a foundation in that. And when you don't have that, everything is all haphazard and all over the place. You cannot even trust the people that you're with when you're in a trouble and more, because the people that are in this type of relationship, they always desire more. Obviously, they desire more, right? So what happens when you in this trouble and all 3 people in it decide they want to add extra people? So, like the lady said, when does it stop? When does it stop? Because it's a perversion. It's a perversion to a large degree. Now, there are people who do these things for religious reasons, and I'm not even going to get into that. I'm not getting into that. I know that the Almighty God is not into that. If he was in the beginning, he would have made Adam, Eve, Sheila, Tamika, and Valerie. He did not. He set a precedence. So let's keep it at that. He set a precedence for what marriage was supposed to be. He even said it in the word. It says the male and female the two will become twain, right? The two will become one. The two will become one. What don't we understand about that? I don't get it. But like I said, everybody is all for themselves, right? Everybody is a free for all. You can do what you want, how you want to do it. Another thing, the body fluid swapping thing for me is the grossest thing ever. I said this in another video. When a woman is being entered into, that's all her vaginal juices all on that man's penis. Not only that, during intercourse, the male's meatus at the tip of his penis, the hole that's there, he pulls in the fluid from the woman. So when that Bible says the two shall become, the twain shall become one, it's really a connection. It's fluid and it's spiritual. Doing that with several people, come on, family. And for even those of us who have had other partners, you bring that into your newest relationship because everybody is different. Everybody does things differently. People have different skills. And then when you meet the next lover, that lover might not have the same skill set. You know what I'm saying? And so the more numbers you add, the harder it's going to be satisfied with one spouse. Now, I'm a strong believer in that when you're an adult, grown people should express themselves to one another. We should tell each other what we like so that we can satisfy one another without the guessing games. That's what mature people do. But it's a problem when you have so many partners because everybody does not do things the same. We know that. Some people have better skill than others, less skill than others, less size, less whatever. And so that's where the problem lies. Marriage is such a pure and holy thing. It is best under one man, one woman only. It's best. You can always teach each other what you like and learn from one another. But people don't like that. They say, oh, I want somebody with experience. You want somebody with soul ties to so many people. That's what you want. Demons travel when we're making love, family. They're traveling. Those sex demons, they're traveling. They're hungry. They're greedy. They're lust, right? So nothing is ever enough. And so if you want to do this triple and up, the numbers go up. I don't know what they call the rest because it's a term for everything in this crazy world nowadays with all these crazy things that people are doing. They have all these proper wording for these foolish things that we do. When you do that type of stuff, you're never going to be satisfied. And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. And somebody probably going to come on here and argue with me because that's what y'all love to do. No matter what people say, somebody always has something to say about it, to disagree. But I think it's about a perversion. You just want variety. And that's not what a marriage is about. Marriage is not about variety. So anything outside of two people, that's not a marriage. That's an orgy. That is an orgy. Do what you want. I'm not telling anybody what to do. So don't come on here saying, don't tell me how to live. I'm living my life, blah, 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 blah. You're going to face the Father in the end. Just like I'm going to face the Father in the end. My purpose for these videos are to encourage healthy relationships, godly relationships, because we have so much crazy stuff going on, ladies and gentlemen. This world, pay attention, seriously. The things that is going on in this world is crazy. Everybody's doing what the hell they want. What about the children? There are children in these crazy relationships. They're witnessing this stuff. They go in a room and a mommy and daddy and two mommies and three mommies and 4 or 5 daddies and mixing it up. And they go in the room and they see all this going on in the bedroom. What about the children? Does anybody care about them? Does anybody care that you're messing them up? Because you're so messed up and you're perverted and you just want to do what you want. that you're going to take that next generation and ruin them as well. Anybody thinking about that? Nobody's thinking about that, I'm sure. It's all about me and doing what I want to do, right? Because that's what everybody's doing in this world. Whatever I feel like doing, whatever whim catches me, I'm afloat with that. I don't care who it hurts. I don't care if God don't like it. I'm going to do what I want to do because I feel like it. When our feelings change from moment to moment. That's all I have to say, family. I just want to throw that out there and put that bug in your ear. Man, woman, one man, one woman. That's a relationship right there. Why would you want to add so many people to the pot? Everybody has issues and faults, right? And things that you don't like about them. How do you cope with several people in a relationship? How do you do that? I can't even imagine. It's been 8 years for me and my husband, still learning each other. We still doing that dance. We getting it though. We getting there. Sometimes we stepping on each other's toes. I can't imagine a third, fourth, fifth person being added to that mix. That's not a tango. Two is a tango. Peace, love, and blessings, family.